So tell us a little bit about your approach also. So when you and I connected, and I heard you mention that you really don't like to work in one place for too long. You want to go in and then make a difference and then move on to the next company. That's the way you work. That's why I called you the task force. So it's like the
Yeah,
Ghostbusters. You need a copywriting job, who you gonna call, right? So there is Aaron.
right.
Aaron comes in, flies in, gets the job done, flies out. So tell us a little bit about that. Why does that appeal to you? A lot of people like security, right?
A lot of people like security, yes, but I found that if you just produce results, people don't care what you do. And those are the people I like to align myself with. It's funny how when you first get started as an agency or in business, or if you're trying to do freelance and find clients, you're just so excited to get your first client. But normally the first ones that you get, they pay you the least and they expect the most.
Right.
But then once you start to prove yourself, that bigger clients, they pay you the most and they get off your back if you produce results.
Right.
So, the clients I've worked with, if they pay me a retainer of 10K a month, and that means that over a year they pay me 120K, but I've made them 500K in bottom line profit, then they don't give a crap what I do. They don't hover over my shoulder if I work remote, because I only ever worked remote really. I'll fly out, different clients will fly me out to be in person for certain big events, but mostly everything's been remote for me. So at the end of the day, I like to be honest with the client and I put my skills to the test. I say, hey, listen, here's my audit of your Amazon brand. I believe I can come in 6 months and within a year and make you this much money. If I do, then I want to raise for this much money. And then if I can build out your team to optimize this so you don't really need me anymore, then let me go for shares in equity, even if that means that I'll take a pay cut now. But when you go to sell this brand, which, if I talk to the CEO and that's kind of their flavor, if they're probably going to sell within 2 to 5 years, then I want to cut. So that's how I've kind of structured it. I've got the longer I've done it, the more I've just become bottom line. If I make you profit, then you pay me for it. And it's kind of funny with the bigger brands I go to, the ones that are doing over 100 million a year, they have no problem with it. And I think that's how it should be. That's how I would be hiring people that I've obviously had to hire people to help me do certain things. And that's just kind of my philosophy about it.
Well, it's called results-oriented person. Not many people are like that. They like to just do their thing and then pick up their paycheck. And unfortunately, that doesn't work for people like you. People, entrepreneurs we don't really want a limit.
Right.
I remember myself, I always say 2.5 jobs in my entire life. And my third job we did a management buyout and it became my own. So I would think to myself, when you work in a place, there is a limit to how much you can earn. Why would anybody agree to that? Like for years. And even if you get your raise, this is it. I mean, knowing the outcome of tomorrow is no way to live, right? It's the curiosity that keeps you going. So it's the same thing with earnings.